everyone.
How's it going?
We're back.
We are back.
Episode 4.
Probably with a really boring episode this time. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, let's just hop right into it, dude. We got places to be and faces to see.
Yeah, exactly. We're not excited to do this one at all. This one's gonna
Nah.
suck. So, did you hear about gas prices?
In South Carolina, they're cheap as hell.
Really?
Yee.
Well, in
Yeah.
Pennsylvania, I imagine they're also cheap as hell. Hey, do you feel like we're forgetting something?
What are we forgetting?
Maybe special guest Ken from the high school episode?
Yeah.
They killed
What's going
Kenny.
on, guys?
There he is.
Real
Ken,
name? Yeah.
Please tell us all about yourself.
So, my real name isn't Ken. Obviously,
What?
it's yeah.
What? What you're
My
I
name
didn't
is
know this.
my name is far off from Ken. It's actually Dale, which is kind
I
of a
can
weird
see the
name.
confusion. Yeah.
Yeah, they get mixed up a lot.
Yeah. Hey, Dale, you want some salad? He says,
Yeah,
Ken
I
says,
would.
yeah, I'd love some.
I mean, if you put croutons on it.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
crouton's the way to go. Ken, Dale, how are you?
Oh, I'm fantastic. I'm glad to be here on this beautiful podcast.
Dale,
Dale,
for anybody
Dale,
who does not know, you were my freshman year college roommate.
Yeah, yeah.
We went through some battlegrounds together.
Oh man, did we? Living
Caleb,
in,
you just
We went through
Living
hell
in-
and
you
back.
just said Ken and then you said Dale immediately after, and it made me think like, Dale, will you please promise to name your daughter someday Kendall?
Kendall
Ken-
Jenner.
That's a mixture Ken Dale. Yeah.
Ken
Dale.
Dale. Yeah, but Dale's in it.
Ken Dale, name his daughter Ken Dale.
Ken Dale the fourth.
Ken.
Oh, if you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
don't know, yeah, I'm a third. Like,
You're one of those
yeah, I'm-
smug pricks who's like,
Yeah.
it's actually Dale Kaufman the third.
yeah.
Dale Ken Kaufman.
Dale
Yeah,
Ken
facts.
Kaufman. All right, so we didn't just bring you on here because we thought it'd be funny to talk with you for, the next 50 to 60 minutes.
Yeah.
We brought you on here because we know
We
you
need to
have-
break news to you.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's terminal. No, it's because we need you
Oh my god.
to
This
share.
podcast is terminal cancer.
Probably.
I knew.
I'm sure somebody out there hates us already. Dale, we need you to help us share all the best stories from our life as friends together. So let's go back to the beginning, if you will.
All right.
Dale, when did you meet? Who did you meet first? Me or Dylan? I can't remember.
I met Dylan first.
Okay.
Yeah,
me
was
and-
that in like third grade?
It was in fourth grade. We rode the same bus, like the same
Okay.
bus to school, because
I
we.
couldn't remember if we
Coincidentally, I met Dylan right
In
around the
third grade.
same time. It's debatable when we
Yeah.
really,
Well, I'm
when
the
did we
master
really
debater.
meet? You know what I mean? It's like did we know each other or
Third.
did we actually introduce each other?
Yeah. So there was for a while, I didn't really get to know you guys. I just knew of your existence. Like we just sat next to each other
we
a few
didn't
times
associate
casually.
with each other.
Yeah, I sat next to Dylan a few times, but never next to Caleb.
And the
We were
bus,
on that DS
the bus
grind.
always helps.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I sat back with a few others playing DS on the bus.
And we would type messages to each other and pick
Oh,
their chat.
yeah,
Picto
Pico
chat.
chat.
Oh my
Yep,
God.
I love
Yeah.
Pico chat.
Man, Picto chat was like the original kick.
Facts.
Throw that one out at you. So, we're fourth grade. Dale, when did you and I become well acquainted?
I found you out when in fifth grade. So this was right after I just got booted off being a hall monitor.
How did you get
yeah.
booted off?
Oh, I got booted off because I was tired of all my friends hanging out in the gym playing DS, and I would have to stand there and literally watch
Be
kids
the
my
only
own
one
age.
working?
Yeah. I'd have to watch kids my own age walk down a hall and tell them not to run. Do I look like I'm not that type of person? So I was like, you know what? Time to go play Zelda with my boys.
And you're the one that got booted?
Yeah, and I got booted because I stopped
Dang.
showing up.
Oh, we are less than 5 minutes in, and I already have tears rolling down my face from
Like-
laughing at that story.
Literally, I just stopped showing up, and then one day, the teacher that was in charge of all of it, she was just like, "Give me your badge," and then I cried and gave it to her.
You're a disgrace to the badge.
Yeah, pretty
Cried.
much. She gave me. Yeah, I did cry.
Oh
I was
my
like,
goodness.
I was 10.
But you knew it was coming. You
I did
stopped
know it was
going to
coming.
it.
Yeah.
I get it. I remember. Sorry not to completely derail you. My sister was a safety patrol, I believe. Was that the name of them? Correct.
It was like
We didn't call them hall monitor. We called them
it was like a safety patrol. Yeah,
with like we had like the neon green like pageant sashes.
Yeah, well, I wanted to be one of the bus guards, but
bus guard. That was also one of the. Okay, I had my paperwork applied out and everything, and this is like fourth, fifth grade, and I remember the day that you were supposed to turn it in. I forgot the application paper at home, and they told me there was no exception they could make. Like, I just wouldn't be able to be a safety patrol, and
you literally didn't miss out on anything.
I know, but I was so sad at the time.
It's had an everlasting effect on Caleb.
To this day, I'm just a lazy piece of crap who does nothing and never tries.
Doesn't know how to monitor a hall.
I'll never.
Your parents should be ashamed of you.
How to keep kids safe on a school bus, which they have no interest in doing in the first place. So,
well, you actually cannot keep them safe if the bus driver makes sudden stops and gives them brain trauma.
And then I'll thank them for that brain trauma. And they'll threaten to tell my mom. So
tell that story.
Oh my god! Well, I was just on the bus, and look, I to this day I'm still a smart ass, but like I was probably still one, several years ago. So Dylan, what grade was this? 7th grade, 8th grade?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's somewhere in that junior high, middle school.
It was like yeah,
anywhere in that frame. I don't remember the time, but so I remember there's no seatbelts in a school bus, which is traumatizing for a small child.
Except for the handicapped seat in the front.
That's true. Yes, anybody who was misfortunate enough to have to sit in that seat did get a seatbelt. But the thing is, and I say this with like wholehearted, realism, is that we're always a handicapped kid that had to sit in the seat. That's just where the little pieces of crap who were always disrupting the bus ride would end up sitting because they got yelled at to come to the front. so no
they
one
got their name put on like a flower paper like on the top of the bus.
Like it's like a wanted poster of buses.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So you get called up to the front of the bus and there's that seatbelt in that seat, but nowhere else has a seatbelt. So we're sitting there and we come to this really sudden stop. And Dylan, in my opinion, I don't feel like she had to brake so suddenly. Do you agree?
It was in the school parking lot.
Okay.
Yeah,
so there was no
did not
reason
need to brake
for this lurching forward brake that we experienced. And I bashed my skull on the seat in front of me. And those things, they're not hard, but they're not soft either. You know what I mean? It's not like
if you hit it right on the crossbar, it's like
there's a little seam that's like harder than anything. Oh yeah. It's like the skin of your elbow. You're
catching a right jab. I bless you.
But so I she slams on the brakes. My head rocks forward and I slam into the seat in front of me, and I didn't scream it. I swear to God, I did not try. But I said out loud. Apparently, the bus got in those moments where you say something under your breath, but it's dead silent, so everybody hears you. I go,
yeah.
Thanks for the brain trauma. And oh my God, I have not seen somebody look that angry in a long time. And she gives me this whole speech about how it's she was just doing her job to protect us, and how she works very hard to keep us safe. And I'm just slinking in my seat.
She was yelling at you? I remember that.
You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I was sitting in the bus with Jordan, and I know this kid just started getting grilled at. That was you. Oh my God.
I was sitting right next to him. I was losing my stuff.
Yeah, it was not a good day. But so yeah, that has haunted me. Now I try and keep my snide remarks very quiet now. But I still make them, for sure. Anyway, Dale, you were a safety patrol. You were a disgrace to the badge. You were forced to retire by the chief. Where did you go after this?
I went to the gym and played DS with my boys.
And I didn't have a DS, so I had to use my sister.
Yeah. Well, I thought you were the coolest kid in the block, because when I pulled up, you had a PSP. And I was like, my father owns a PSP. How does this kid have one?
I did own a PSP, which, despite popular
original?
belief, yes, I had the original one. Despite popular belief, did not mean pretty small penis. It actually meant PlayStation Portable. But you try to tell anybody.
Well, you were the original manufacturer of the other one too, weren't you?
Try and tell anybody in the 6th grade lunchroom that you owned a PlayStation Portable, and they were coming at you pretty small penis. Shut up
for your reproduction.
Shut up.
System.
Exactly. Yeah, we're 11 years old, and this is gonna traumatize somebody later down the line. Shut your mouth. Anyway, so yeah, I had a PSP. That was my choice of a handheld gaming system. which apparently you thought was cool.
Yeah, I thought it was cool, and me and you had a mutual friend at that point.
We did.
That was me.
No, it was
technically, but no, it was
it was.
we need to give.
I'm gonna call her Liberty
alias.
Bell.
Liberty Bell. All right, that's a full name.
Liberty Bell introduced me to Caleb, and yeah, I just knew of his existence
And it's
after
been
that
downhill
point.
ever since.
Oh yeah.
And thankfully, despite our falling out with Liberty Bell, you and I have remained friends, proving that maybe my friendship with Liberty Bell was not a complete waste.
Yeah.
Why would you give Liberty Bell such a graceful name? Liberty Bell is not deserving.
Or how about the crack in the Liberty Bell? That's what. How about that?
The crack. Yeah.
The Kraken. Kraken. Yeah.
That's what they who shall not be named will now be named.
Yes.
The Kraken. So yeah, Kraken introduced me to you. We had some I know we met a few times through the Kraken, like at certain little gatherings and like jokes that we had.
Locker.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes, we had some inside jokes that were quite fun.
And then I just pretty much knew of you. I didn't really get to know you until I started playing football. Like I started coming to lifting.
Football, yes.
Yeah.
And I was glad you were there because it was definitely welcome to have a friendly face there, especially someone who lived close to me, because then I feel like you could always bum rides off each other's parents, which was always fun. But yes, you were a welcome sight at football. For sure. And in addition to playing football with me, because I feel like I've been talking about a lot about myself, you and Dylan wrestled together.
Yeah.
That wasn't until later in high school.
2 years, right?
Junior and senior.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you have somehow, despite the less amount of time in wrestling, you probably have just as many, if not more, stories from your time wrestling.
Oh, man, dude, wrestling. I have so many stories from wrestling. It's not even funny.
How many of them are safe to tell on the podcast?
Oh, I got one. I got one. That's a good one.
Please.
Perfect.
Reveal.
Dylan, you might know of this.
That's a great advocate for our school wrestling team.
So we were, it was like our first tournament of the season, senior year.
Mm-hmm.
And, so I'm already out. It's like second day I'm out. And then like two other guys that I was hanging out with were already out. So like when wrestlers are out of a tournament and you're just there with your bros, literally you find anything to do.
I know where you're going with
Yep.
this.
I don't, and I'm very excited.
I was captain of the team this year.
So I'm with we'll call this one kid. You guys should be able to recognize him from this, but Bernie. It was Bernie, and
I know who it is.
I also know who Bernie is.
And then another one. We'll call him like Kane. So it was me, Bernie, and Kane. Okay, and like one of the best things to do, which isn't allowed in the slightest, is to explore new territory. See, our high school was literally 2 squares on top of each other. When we go to these like extravagant tournaments, it's like a maze.
Yeah, these schools have like vending machines.
They have
and
vending
it's
machines.
Wow.
They have, I know. It's like, why don't we have this? We literally just have 2 squares.
9 bathrooms.
It's a square. You go upstairs, it's another square. Like with these schools, it's literally like a labyrinth. So like,
I actually found David Bowie in that school one time. No, I'm just kidding.
I found Tom Cruise. He was still in the closet. But so we're out of this tournament, and like we've just been like moping around, like just doing whatever, and like one of us notices that a hallway from the previous day was no longer like locked up. Like it was like this open school hallway.
There was no gate.
There was no gate. Well, there was a gate.
Pearly gates have opened up.
There was a gate, but the gate wasn't fully closed.
Oh god.
So I'm like, they didn't fully close it, you know? That doesn't mean they technically locked us
It's a
out.
good idea. Perry.
Yeah. And so I'm like, yes, this is a very good idea. Let me go get some bros and let's go do this. So we ended up exploring this school, and we end up in a bathroom. I think it was a girl's. Yeah, it was a girl's bathroom. and like we're just taking it. We're just like, yeah, we all gotta go number 2, so it's time to go potty. You know,
We all gotta do the deed
we're all doing the
after the
deed.
pee.
We're chilling, and then all of a sudden, like we start to hear footsteps, and like, oh my god, literally, bro. Scariest thing ever. And like we were all like, I don't know if we're all like frozen of fear or like we just didn't know what would come next. None of us lift our feet or like none of that. We didn't do anything sly. We just sat in this
The old
dark.
T-Rex method.
We just
If you
sat.
stand still enough, they can't see you.
Yeah, we were just sitting on the toilet in this dark bathroom taking dumps with the boys. So
As you do.
So someone, I guess, I think Kane, he farted a little too loud, like when something was coming out, and this person walking down, I don't know why he did that. It was the worst thing ever.
Like the worst timing.
So this
It was the nerves.
This guy hears us, walks in, and he flicks on the lights, and he's like, "What are you doing in here?" And Kane comes up with the biggest remark ever. He's like, "We're taking a dump." He literally tells this guy, which I'll reveal shortly, that like we're taking a dookie in this dark bathroom where we really shouldn't be.
Excreting human waste.
Yeah, and he calls us smart aleck. He calls us a smart aleck, and he's like, "I'll be outside when you're finished." So you know, we
It's like that scene in Spider-Man when he's like, "I'm not coming back, Chief." You guys should have like flushed down the toilet.
Yeah. So we pinch it off, and we wipe ourselves, wash our hands, because if you don't wash your hands, it's gross. And we walk out, and it's the athletic director of the school.
Oh, the opposing school?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Of like the main school, like the school we're in. And I kid you not.
Hang on a second, Dale. Is just for clarification, is Kane? This is just for me. Is Kane the one who also sustained a neck injury that season or the season before and had to be stretched off the mat?
He was the one that had knee injuries.
Yeah. Okay. Same one.
Are we thinking of the same one? He played football with me.
Okay. Maybe not the same one.
Another name for him might be lettuce.
or like a good wrap. You know what I mean? Like one of those like
those delicious like ham and cheese.
Yeah, you get my
drift?
drift?
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
So to get back on the story, so I kid you not, this athletic director is at least like 7'6". Literally, bro, you could stack one of me on top of me, and like it still wouldn't be looking this guy in the eye.
Oh, that's funny.
He's like grilling us in this hallway. He's like, "You broke in here, like you're in so much trouble," and like all this, all that. And then he looks at me because Kane made the remark, and he thought I made it.
Oh.
And he points at me. He's like, "You're in the worst trouble for your remarks." And I'm like, "Oh my god!" I like Kane's voice is like a grown 30-year-old man, and I'm sitting here with like my 12-year-old non-pubescent voice, and I'm like, "How?"
Oh my goodness!
This whole thing was a mess because that gate wasn't supposed to be open. So he thought we broke in, like we lifted the gate, but he reshuts the gate.
You just pulled a ninja move.
Yeah, we just pulled a ninja move. We literally just slid under it.
Slid under it,
yeah,
kept running.
Yeah, I drop shotted, So he escorts us out and like through this maze of just like hallways and stuff. And like I'm already lost. Like I don't even know how I managed to get to this bathroom. But like so he escorts us back to like the main gym area. And the worst part is the second he opens the door, Brady was there staring right at us. Me, Bernie, and Kane. God. And because so just for clarification, Brady is the well-known guy on the team to be doing like dumb stuff like that he shouldn't be doing that like gets
That's who I thought Kane was.
No. That's like the irony of it. So Brady was Brady just stared at all of us, and he was like, "Oh my god!" The athletic director sees his he recognizes like him having like our high school like uniform on, and he was like, "Go get one of your coaches," and I'm like blessed because Brady knows exactly who to go to get. Like literally, so like our wrestling staff has like people that graduated wrestling and then they come back and like they mentor us a little bit. And so we all knew, like me, Kane, and Bernie all looked at each other and we were like, yes, we know what's going to happen. Yeah, this athletic director is just going to yell at like this quote unquote coach and he's just going to tell us to not do it again. So Brady doesn't find him.
Oh,
Brady finds the worst coach.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it Coach Martin?
No.
Or, oh no, it was Coach Keel, wasn't it?
Yep. It was the father of one of the
yeah.
Yep.
Who
good,
also played football.
Yeah, what's a good name for him? Coach
Mopper.
Coach Rover.
Rover?
Yeah. So Coach Rover. I don't know how Brady managed to find him. I think what happened is he told another coach and they were busy, so ended up getting Coach Rover. And Coach Rover sees us, and the second I see him, I literally I kid you not, like even though I just took one, there was more coming out.
Back to the bathroom.
Yeah, I like oh my god, I saw the look in this man's eyes, and it was like just pure death. He grills us so hard. He's like, "You're seniors. I'll kick you off the team. You're not going anywhere. You're going to sit in one of those bleachers and you're not going to move." And this was still at the beginning of the day. Like we still somehow managed to do all this at the beginning of like the day of like the second day of this tournament.
Like right after weigh-ins or something.
Yeah. So we literally get banished to the bleachers for 12 hours plus. And it was awful.
Oh, dude.
How did I never hear this story?
It was crazy. And, I did it again at a few other schools, but I didn't get caught.
Oh, jeez. So, wonderful story. Thank you for sharing. I have to ask.
The intellectual titans that were from our graduating class.
Yeah.
I have to ask. Have you guys been following speaking of sports, the controversy around, and not even just the name change at this point, but the Redskins?
I know
the Washington football team.
I know my cousin's pissed.
So I would just like to go here. So if you are unfamiliar with the current event or you just don't follow sports, the football team formerly known as the Washington Redskins, after 87 years of using that name, logo, moniker, all that, have officially decided they will be changing their team name to a to-be-announced team name. So right now they're just the Washington NFL team for like legal purposes or something like that. But in case that wasn't enough attention brought to them on the media, the last 2 days have been very, very full of event discussion for the Redskins team. The Redskins are owned by a man named Dan Snyder, who has a little bit of a reputation at this point for not being a top-notch human being, and basically, if you're a fan of the team, you still hate the guy. However, this is purely rumor, but there's a lot of sources claimed, and an article did come out today from the Washington Post, which is based in Washington D.C. And whether or not you support or use that news source, it's still somewhat speaking that even the local news source is putting out this big expose that I think about 15 different women have come forward with very serious claims against the team and the owner. Not even just the owner, like being a creepy guy. Like we've heard about Robert Kraft in the last few years being a bit of a unsavory character, but at least he kept his business away from football. However, here are some of the very serious allegations levied against the Washington formerly known as the Redskins organization. I'm reading this verbatim, by the way. According to insiders and anonymous Washington Post employees, the article will allege that Dan Snyder abuses drugs and alcohol. He paid off referees. Some refs have made $2 million from him. And Snyder is not the only NFL team owner paying off refs. Others do it too. That's huge. Dan Snyder and former Washington Redskins head coach Jay Gruden, who I believe is now the offensive coordinator, or he's an assistant on another team, but he was the head coach up until midway through last season. He was fired, which explains a lot. But Jay Gruden, the brother of John Gruden, Raiders head coach, I'm reading this verbatim, so I apologize for any different sounding terms, but pimped out the cheerleaders to season ticket holders while holding their passports from them in a foreign country.
Jeez.
Jay Gruden and then Redskins running back Capri Bibbs, who, I promise I read his name right. He's a very much a backup running back who has floated from team to team. Were sleeping with the same woman. When Jay Gruden found out, he got petty and benched Bibbs. During that game when Bibbs was on the bench because the coach was upset that he and the running back were sleeping with the same woman, Bibbs' replacement, who he was put in the game for because Bibbs was not playing, missed a block, and that missed block resulted in quarterback Alex Smith suffering one of the most gruesome leg injuries in NFL history. Alex Smith hasn't been able to play football ever since and will likely never play again. He almost had his leg amputated from the injury, and only because the guy who was put in the game for Capri Bibbs was unable to make the block because Capri Bibbs and the head coach were sleeping with the same woman, and the head coach was mad about it.
That's a fat lawsuit.
Snyder and Jay Gruden would hold quote-unquote sex parties with rampant drug usage and some sexual assault. Snyder held nude photo shoots with the Redskins cheerleaders, and lawyers are already involved and possibly the FBI. This is
what the kids have these days? Sex parties?
Quote-unquote. Yeah, I don't
Never heard of such a thing.
I don't want to address that, but that's the polite way they put it in the article. So, now that we've unpacked all of that, let's discuss some of the greater implications of what this could do to the NFL. I think the biggest thing we can talk about without getting into anything too graphic is the sheer allegation that the Redskins owner, I'm sorry, I'm just going to call them the Redskins for convenience at this point, but that's not their name anymore, but let's just call it what. The Redskins owner, Dan Snyder, has been paying off referees and alleges that other owners have been doing the same. And this doesn't even just mean to win. This could mean if they bet against their team to win, in actual Vegas gambling odds, they bet the over or under, or they bet, one team wins, one team loses. They may actually be paying their refs to blow calls for their team to keep them from winning so they can cash out more money.
Do you think that includes players on maybe roughing the passer call or something like that?
I don't know what that implies.
Turning a blind eye?
Certainly has been. I feel like it's been more the other way, actually. Not saying you're wrong, but I feel like it's been more calling roughing the passer when it shouldn't have been called, or missing a face mask call, or just blatant.
I was just going to say to get a certain player out.
Possibly. There's no really real specific examples, but yeah. I genuinely believe if that is the case, that's federal, that's jailable. We could be talking prison time here.
Yeah, I was gonna say how do you pay refs and still lose? But that definitely makes sense.
Exactly. Yeah, and then somebody even joked about that on Reddit, where I saw this post being they linked to the source. So I can't confirm that all of that's true. I don't know for sure that all of that's true, but that's a lot of laid out evidence to just be saying, you know what I mean? That's got to come from somewhere. But
yeah, leave it to the NFC least.
Well, I know what I want to do as my career now. I definitely want to be an NFL ref.
So at this point, we have Cowboys players disregarding COVID guidelines and social distancing, and then getting COVID. We have.
Yeah, I saw. Wait, who was
Zeke
the
Elliott.
big name from
Zeke
Dallas?
Elliott
Yeah, that's right.
I saw that.
Who was seen partying on multiple occasions, and holding gatherings far above the current limit, for by the guidelines set.
COVID restrictions.
Yeah, exactly. and then he tested positive. I think he's recovered at this point, but like it's still like known that he tested positive and put people around him at risk. We have the Redskins with this obvious, very troubling news, and especially if like this is a lot of Redskins things, but this could affect other teams as well if they're really paying off refs. This could be like FBI intervening at this point. We have Eagles players making anti-Semitic remarks. Which is
one.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, I was just not naming him, but yeah, Deshaun Jackson coming out in support of very radical anti-Semitic viewpoints.
Did you hear about like the Julian Edelman thing? And
yes,
him?
And Julian Edelman, who is Jewish.
Yeah, I saw that, and I was like, that made my heart
he wants
warm.
to like sit it.
He offered
to like sit him down and take him to like it.
Yeah, they were. So basically,
it
was they made a deal. So it was he would take him to the Holocaust Museum, and then Deshaun would take him to like the I don't know the exact name of the museum. It's like it's like the it's a Civil Rights Museum.
I believe that's in Tennessee. I believe that's actually the motel where Martin Luther King was assassinated. They've actually repurposed that motel to be the Civil Rights Museum. I visited.
Yeah, he said they made a deal, so both of them would go to both the museums, and then they'd get like a burger or something and talk it out.
And you know what? I find that completely, amicable. I find that very like respectable. I strongly condemn Deshaun Jackson for his comments, but if he's willing to move on and admit he was wrong to say what he said, because the truly problematic thing to me is that he thought he was quoting Hitler, and he said that he believed he was quoting Hitler. But he wasn't quoting Hitler. He was quoting a more modern man with also anti-Semitic beliefs. But the fact that you even were willing to think you were quoting Hitler and post it, that's the... Yeah, I don't want to get into it. There's a lot of possible viewpoints there, and like whether or not you agree or not, it's a difficult...
It's a tough subject.
It's a very tough subject, absolutely. So, football has been very, very interesting to follow for all the wrong reasons lately.
Yeah, well, everyone's indoors. Yeah, everyone's indoors, and they're like, it's time to expose the NFL.
Do we genuinely believe...
Patty.
Yeah, well, Dylan, you and I had a great time talking about that contract last time out. Does anyone here genuinely believe we will be getting an on-schedule football season in the fall?
Probably not.
I don't think. They already cut, the first 2 preseason games out?
I believe the Players Association is currently pushing to have no preseason games whatsoever.
Wow.
Which is understandable to, limit your exposure risk and, only play the games that matter. I think even if they do manage to go ahead with the season and, they do the empty stands, no fans rule, the amount of players we see being kept out due to any possible COVID testing, symptomatic, viewing is going to be off the charts. I believe there will be 4 or 5 week periods where we just don't see people that Tom Brady, if he were to unfortunately have symptoms or just test positive, what happens to the Buccaneers season at that point? They're playing with Blaine Gabbert under center if that becomes the case, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. And God forbid Blaine Gabbert start in my NFL season. Don't need to see
especially
that
not
anymore.
in Madden. Yeah.
Oh my goodness! But it's going to be completely untreaded territory, and I don't know that any of us are really ready to. I feel like we would just all be better off if we could all agree that some things are just bigger than sports, and we need to put ourselves first. Yes, I understand it would be so great to have sports in this troubling time, and it'd be a great thing to put energy into that, would take your mind off things. It'd be a form of escapism. But I just don't think it's viable. I really don't. And NFL specifically, because of how many players are on a roster and how many people are involved in team personnel. A sport like basketball is a little different because they have their travel schedules built around where a lot of basketball teams, their schedules are literally built around playing teams that are in a geographically similar region to them because of the way their conference is set up. Whereas the NFL they have 2 conferences, but they're all completely spread around geographically. There is no rhyme or reason to that they have NFC and AFC, which is completely mixed around location-wise, but the basketball has East and West, and you play more teams in your own conference than you do in the other one. So I feel like you could really, work around that. But in the NFL, there's just so many variables and a lot more, aggressive contact and people spitting. And I'm not saying like spitting on each other. It's just like I don't know if anybody here has ever been hit in a football context. Dale, I know you and I certainly have. Is that you eject like spit when you get hit? It just happens.
Oh, dude, you eject every like body could.
Yeah, dude. I can't remember which NFL player did, but he admitted he used to crap himself on the sideline because there was no chance to go to a bathroom because you never knew when you needed to go in the game. Like somebody might throw an interception.
You guys talking about like every point of contact like on the field?
I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm not saying just football.
So like no. I'm saying,
I get what you're
like,
saying.
As soon as you step on the turf, like just diarrhea starts like shooting.
No,
at
that
you.
is not exactly
It's
what I was
just
saying.
like-
For some people, maybe
Okay.
like some nerves get to people. Like when I get real nervous, I'm like, dude, I gotta vomit like right now.
You ever heard about Donovan McNabb in like Super Bowl 2004? Whatever. The first Eagles-Patriots Super Bowl, the one the Patriots won. Donovan McNabb very famously threw up in the huddle.
Oh really?
Yeah,
I
like
probably
in the first quarter.
I would too.
Like it was not pretty.
You were playing in the Super Bowl, dude?
If I was playing the Super Bowl, dude, I don't even know what I would do. I'd just be sitting there.
Thank the Patriots for carrying you there.
Yeah, wake up.
On the PS4.
Someone pinch me real quick.
Press pause, yeah.
So I apologize. I know I talked for a long time there, but I feel I feel very strongly about a lot of the things happening in the sports world right now, and I just feel like there's a lot of things. Dylan, is there anything that you've really been weighing on you, or you'd like to discuss while we have Dale here, particularly?
Yeah, I was out going for a drive, and when I was coming back, I swear, like, I passed someone, and they, like, I swear there's, like, a little switch in other cars where they switch their light mode from normal to annoying
to high beam
as I'm passing them.
Dude.
No, not even high beam.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
it just, like, doesn't look that bright from when you're behind them, and then you get in front of them, and then it's, like, LED lights or something.
I hate that.
And then I'm basically blinded. Yeah, and it looks like
it's like the power of the
like
sun
high
in their
beams,
headlights.
in the palm of their headlights.
Yeah, I hate that. Or like really
That's
really
annoying.
lifted trucks that have like really bright lights, and it's not
But
even.
I could drive my truck through the bottom of their truck.
So like if you're driving like one of those like new like kind of SUVs, like they got bright lights, but the thing is like when you got a lifted car with bright lights, it's not like reflection in your mirror. It's just straight up just like you're
Like in your eyes.
Yeah, your car is just full of light.
Wow. I can see how that would be annoying. Dale, while I have you here, Dylan and I have been talking a good bit last few episodes about things that we wouldn't necessarily normally have done, but all the extra time at home and quarantine and just this time to ourselves has made you do. For me, I really was never a big fan of Netflix comedy specials. And yet here I've been. I've watched like 4 John Mulaney specials, Bill Burr. I like
Netflix comedy specials.
Yeah, Netflix comedy specials are usually pretty consistently good. Is there anything you've been doing in quarantine that has just really been like didn't see yourself doing until you had all this extra time?
Yeah, trying to start open a business and selling
yes,
women's products.
Please tell. I would love for you to talk some about that because I really feel like that's a very interesting perspective that I wouldn't get from anywhere else. Please talk about your business.
So like most people are like skateboarding and like I was skateboarding or like they'll just be outside jogging and stuff. And like I'm sitting here, working at good old Amazon, chilling. And I'm like, man, I really don't have bread. I ain't got no dough in the bank account.
Kind of breaking even on the Amazon job.
I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw this guy upload a video and, if like I've been watching, do you guys know who Gary Vee is?
No.
If you don't, look him up on YouTube. He posts a lot of inspirational kind of stuff or like ways to like make like how to make investments and things and like how to make money from money. Like he's really successful. He's kind of like a social media influencer, Mark Cuban style kind of guy.
Okay.
So I've been watching
Cool.
him at this point, and then on my Instagram feed, it was this guy who popped up, and he's like, "I just made $20 from making print-on-demand shirts where I don't have to spend any money." And I was like, you know what? Yeah, now this was like a sign of God. This random Instagram post that showed up in my feed. So at this point,
I must say you're very trusting, because that sounds like those Facebook like comments that are like obviously spam bots that are like, I make $9 working from home doing this easy step. Click on this obviously.
Well, it was a
link.
it was. You won $1,000. I need you to unfreeze my bank account.
Congratulations, you've won.
So
all right, sorry.
I was following this guy previously for a while. He would like upload like good like phone tips and like tricks, or like good like technology tips and tricks.
Hacks.
Yeah. And he comes out and he teaches me. He like he gave people the idea of what print on demand is. And what print on demand is, it's a little different from what I do. Basically, you go on a reputable manufacturer where you can customize clothing. You know, make your own design, your own logo, so you don't have to print shirts pre-made and then try to sell it like that. So there's like very minimal risk with this. So you make your clothing and then you link it through like Amazon, eBay, Etsy. And basically what happens is whenever someone purchases something off of one of those like marketplaces, it'll send all the information to this manufacturer. They'll print it, make it, and they'll send it. So basically you're kind of like the storefront of their business. Like you're kind of like the marketer. There's no risk, and like you just make the profit through whatever it costs to make that, they'll deduct from how much someone paid for the shirt, and then the rest of that is all your profit. So I started with that, and doing more research, I figured out something called drop shipping. Now, a lot of people say like this method's dead, and for me, it's kind of been somewhat successful. Basically what it is you'll go to a marketplace like Wish or AliExpress, and you'll find cheap products there that you could easily market. So like if you've ever been scrolling through Instagram, if you've been seeing like muscle gun ads or posture correctors, or like I know a recent one was like something that like a movable camera for like your laptop, or if you've ever seen like those rose bears or like the I love you kind of necklace things, those are actually from the site that like I get my products off of. Like I can find that same exact product on my site. So basically what it is you set up a shop, get a domain, you make your website, and you move that product over to your website. And you can use this through several different types of like managers, so call it. Like they manage your analytics, how much money you're making, that kind of stuff. And you import all that stuff into that website. And what it does is basically monitors everything, and it helps you also transfer products from a separate website onto your website.
So basically you're drawing these people in like moths to a zapping light.
Yeah, so basically like I'm running Facebook ads.
And you're cooking their carcasses into pancakes for yourself.
Into bacon, and you like grown-ups bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically,
did we really just stop to make an Adam Sandler reference? Is that what this podcast is, guys? We're 4 episodes in, guys. We shouldn't have to resort to joking about Adam Sandler.
I love Adam Sandler.
I also love Adam Sandler.
Shamelessly.
Yeah. Man, a world without Adam Sandler, I don't know where I'd be.
It's not a world. Yeah.
Man,
I want to live in.
I would have stayed. Would have not been born. But so basically, I market my products. People come to my website, buy a product. I transfer all their information to the website where I'm buying the product, ship it to them, and like the overall like the margin that's left over is all profit.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've also been picking up skateboarding, but even though I already was, I just started up again.
Yeah. Now, Dale, if I'm totally cool. I would like you mentioned the women's clothing,
Yeah.
apparel line that you are
Yeah.
currently.
I sell like women's clothing, beauty products. Those are like very good
You
sellers.
gonna treat yourself this coming weekend?
Yeah,
Caleb?
I'm gonna
Yeah.
get an eye. Hey, brother, I got
Well,
an eye.
Yeah, would you please? Could you please like leave the information of that, because I wouldn't be happy for anybody who hears this to check it out.
So basically, the URL is spitworks.com.
That is
yeah.
SPINT.
Oh, Spint.
Works.
Yeah, Spint.
Okay. I thought it was like Spitworks, like you're selling like fountains or something.
Yeah, Caleb, you can.
Yeah, it's one of those like little like angelic babies,
Like cherubs,
on
yeah.
top, with like their like head pointing up and the water shooting out of their like
Out of their
lips,
nipples?
Yeah.
Oh.
Out of their-
Okay. We went a completely different way
you
with that.
and I have seen some different fountains out of their nipples.
Okay, so Spintworks.
Yeah. .com.
Not to be confused with Spitworks or Splintworks.
Splint.
Sorry to anyone that has
You
a
guys,
splint.
you guys have like a slogan. I know you're kind of you got like that. What's gonna catch their attention? It's like
Yee.
I do.
spend it, spend.
Is it yee?
I wish it was yee. I have a slogan. We have a Facebook page, and I think our slogan's like, "Make yourself beautiful in your own way," or something like that. It's along those lines, you know.
I love it.
Yeah.
Ladies, anybody listening, or men needing something to buy for you.
yeah.
Drag queens.
Great products at I assume be affordable prices.
Yeah, I'm not chipping no one.
Okay.
I checked it out.
seriously,
They're affordable.
Check
They're
it
good.
out. It's a great website. You'd be supporting a self-made person. You're not, all your money doesn't go to some like sweatshop in China working a bunch of 11-year-old girls to, like half exhaustion who are also making iPhones on the side.
Suicide
Or
nets at
Nike
the top of the
shoes.
Like
building.
you are helping out a true entrepreneur who actually I'm sure you've noticed from him talking actually knows what he's doing and is very, very involved in what he's doing. So check it out. That's one more time. That's spintworks.com. And by the way, we are not sponsored. This is literally just me telling you, go to the website, check it out,
I
maybe
can
buy
advocate.
something.
Or if you want to board with
Yes.
me, you can just hit me up. That works.
Oh,
too.
yeah,
And just
Oh,
dump
Dale,
your
you
life
wanna do- Dale, you wanna
savings in.
drop
Yeah,
your-
let me just drop my
Yeah.
address real quick.
Dale, do you want to plug your
Yeah.
social?
Oh, it's 171. You guys can figure out the rest of the digits.
17. All right, is that what you do?
Tune in next week. Yeah.
Do you want to leave? Yeah, tune in
Yeah.
next week for Dale's address as we slowly dox him. No, Dale, do you want to leave your social for people to get in touch with you? For this?
So if
It's social.
you go, you can email me easily at spintworks.com at spintworks@gmail.com. I respond on my emails, or you can go to our Facebook page, which is just Spintworks.
Dude, pronounce the N. I hear
Spint.
spit.
Spint.
And it's making my mouth salivate
Spint.
as you say spit works.
Spint works. But yeah.
I can also make your mouth salivate. Freshly baked bread.
Yeah. I'm drinking 7-Up right now.
Warm chocolate cookie.
Dude, the only way you're going to make me salivate is if we start talking about Joey Chestnut again.
Yeah, I heard. Oh my god, dude! 75 hot dogs in
10 minutes?
In 10 minutes!
How?
Dude, it's
Okay.
that's literally more than one hot dog
So
per 10
have you
seconds.
guys ever like? I don't want to get too much on the topic because you guys covered it already. But like,
No, please. I am so,
So,
down to talk
you
about
guys,
this
you
longer.
guys do know how professional hot dog eaters eat their hot dogs, right?
They
They
I
don't
said- I,
eat- they
I
don't-
said it. They literally dunk it in a thing of water and they slide it
plunge.
down their gullet.
Yeah. They take the bread, mix it in with the water, and they literally swallow the hot dogs whole.
Yes, they like unhinge their jaw like an
And
anaconda. I'm gonna reuse all my jokes. from
people
last
take
week,
it to the
but-
next level because
Like,
some
seriously.
people can swallow them and then make them come out again.
Oh.
Like if you look at, I
Dale,
swear,
Dale, we're trying to keep the podcast at PG-13 rating.
it's
please.
just hot, bro. It's just hot dogs. Just look it up on YouTube. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
phallically shaped food items going
How
on
to
somebody's
swallow
throat.
hot dogs. Okay, got it.
Oh goodness, but yeah, Joey Chestnut, you're a freak of nature, and we love you on this podcast. And I tell you what, I think our end game goal. I know you said set high goals for ourselves, so this is Dylan. This is now the end game goal. Joey Chestnut must be on this
On the
podcast.
podcast.
before we
Look,
end it.
Yo,
But
that would be amazing.
You'd have to make this podcast into a form of hot ones if you want Joey on here.
Pretty much.
It's just spicy hot
Give
dogs.
him spicy hot dog.
Yeah. Can you handle the heat?
Imagine. Okay, so we're an audio podcast, obviously, and I don't foresee us ever switching to a video podcast or vodcast, whatever you want to call it. So imagine him just eating hot dogs while we talk to him on the audio podcast.
Oh my God.
That would make for the simultaneously best and worst podcast.
That would be
Dude,
some
he would
good
be,
ever
he would
known,
be
man.
so second-minded. He would be so second-minding us. Like, plunge, gulp.
You would hear a splash every time
in
he
the, in the
swallowed.
plastic cup, yeah.
You know how like when somebody dives into a pool?
Yo, Joey, how many hot
Yeah,
dogs you
that's
win? He's like, oh, this is like my 120th.
I'm 120.
We've only been streaming
Joey,
for
we've been on
13 minutes.
we've been on for 2 minutes.
Joey, it's only been 30 seconds, man.
Joey, nobody's watching right now. I
No,
know.
we haven't even invited you
This
to
is
the
for
stream
me.
yet.
Well, gentlemen, it's been a wonderful night.
Yes.
Dale, it was an absolute
Aw.
pleasure to have you on.
It was
here.
fantastic to be on here.
Yes, thank you, Ken.
And we'd love to have you back very soon, Ken.
That was amazing. Well, yes, we actually
We got some plans.
Yes, we got some future plans. We won't get into it too deep right now, but there will be you and another guest that we're planning to have come on at
Yes,
some
and
point in the
we
near future.
hope that 4 people talking over each other makes for good listening because it may be awful, but we'll figure out when we get there.
Yeah, we'll still love it.
Yeah, we'll still like it. So, Dale,
Yes.
I ate all my breadsticks, and now I think you have a question you want to ask me.
Want some salad?
If you enjoyed your salad and would like a second helping, make sure to hit up that waiter known as Instagram and search him for our account page known as @WantSomeSaladPod. I repeat, that's @WantSomeSaladPod. Follow our page for extra toppings, fresh content, and regular updates from your favorite hosts. I repeat, that's @WantSomeSaladPod on Instagram. Give us a follow, and remember, you ate the breadsticks, get your salad.